Hello and welcome. This is BQ Prime. I am Agam Vakil and you're watching the F&O Show, a show in which we get you through all that is happening in Indian equity markets, specifically derivatives. Well, as far as our own markets are concerned at the moment, we've seen the Nifty move back above the mark of 19,600. That's where we have been seeing the Nifty move around over the past few days. Of course, that said, benchmarks have been taking a step forward and then a step backwards. That's exactly how things have been playing out over the last few sessions, 5 to be precise. The real question is, where do we head from here? Well, in terms of what's happening as far as the markets go, and at least to give you an idea about the kind of ranges that a lot of these traders are with respect to the levels, let's take a look at where we have significant amount of open interest activity. So starting off with the Nifty, what we are seeing as far as your weekly options are concerned, max OI currently at 19,600 call and the 19,500 put. That said, it is a 19,600 call and put, which is also seeing a substantial amount of addition in open interest. I reckon in today's day of trade, there have been a lot of straddles being sold at that mark. Coming down to the Bank Nifty, the picture isn't very different. At least in today's day of trade, we are seeing not too much in terms of the range. It's still the same at between, based on maximum open interest, that's at around 44,500 on the higher end and 44,000 on the lower end. And in today's day of trade, both the 44,100 calls and puts seeing a significant amount of open interest. The question really is, can we expect consolidation to come through, or are we actually looking at some amount of some kind of a trend to follow through over the next couple of sessions? Well, for that, to understand that, let's bring in our expert for today. We have Brijesh Ail of IDBI Cap. And he looks at the derivatives market very closely. Brijesh, good morning and thank you so much for joining in. Let's start with your view on the markets and the Nifty specifically. Where are we headed as per your assessment?
Yeah, morning. So to start with the Nifty, I believe that we are right now consolidating in a range. So the range for the Nifty on a broader range is 19,300 and 19,800. But somehow, if you look at the last 4-5 trading session, we are hovering on the 50-day moving average, which is somewhere close to 19,600 mark. My sense on the market is that if you look at the overall sector, there are specifically IT and pharma, and to some extent the realty are the sector which are supporting the market. Only because of the Bank Nifty, we are not performing. I think the downside remains quite limited, at least for the current week. Any close above 19,600 today already it's trading at 19,613. So I think we closing above 600 will talk of 19,800, 200 to 300 points on the higher side. The bias is extremely positive. So somebody wants to take a position, the market should take a long at the current price. Nifty 19,500 would be the directional, maybe a 1 or 2 day kind of a support for the Nifty. Only if it breaks 19,500 on a closing basis, then I think this upside momentum will be poised. I'm talking of again a trading opportunity at the current level. So I think one should take a long view. Day after tomorrow, there is expiry on the Nifty as well. Suddenly there are a lot of put writings who was getting very active at 19,500. So I think this is going to act as a support. It's a trading opportunity. I think today's gains, I think it should stay on the market, and closing about 19,600 might take the Nifty to another 200 to 50 points on the higher side.
Okay. So sustenance about 19,600 is going to be key for the Nifty at least. But Brijesh, what we saw yesterday was also a lot of unwinding in the Bank Nifty puts around the mark of perhaps 43,900, 43,000 there, 800 thereabout. And today, once again, we are starting to see a little more writing around those same levels. What is your assessment on the Bank Nifty?
From the morning data, the way the things have changed, what you said is right. But then if I look at the current data, I'm looking at 44,200 marks. So at 44,200, the call writers are getting unwinded. So slightly the long positions are getting built up at 44,200 in the Bank Nifty. So my sense is there would be a huge amount of short covering will be there in Bank Nifty. Just a matter of another 100, 120 points on Bank Nifty. If Bank Nifty stays above 44,200, then 500 to 600.8 bounce on the bank Nifty is very much on the cards. The trigger is 44,200. So maybe I would like to even take a call during the day. Maybe at the end of the close, if the bank Nifty closes above 44,200, then that's again a trading opportunity from the expiry point of view for tomorrow's session. One should go take a long position is what I believe.
Okay. Let's already then shift focus to some of the stocks which are buzzing in trade today. And right at the top, we have Escorts, which is up around 4.5%. We're seeing some amount of longs building in there. We have City Union Bank, which is also buzzing in trade, at least as far as the futures go. That's advancing by around 4%. We have gains in something like a Bharti Airtel and Bharat Electronics as well. All of them advancing with DLF, something that we're going to touch upon later on as well, which is up around 3% as well. On the losing end, we don't have too much to speak for, at least as far as futures and options is concerned. IndusInd Bank showing marginal weakness at the moment, but the decline is less than 1%. But Brijesh, I spoke about DLF. I believe that you do have a view on this one. Besides that as well, can you take us through all the stocks that are in your radar?
I think I'm quite bullish on the DLF because if I see the structure for the last some 10 12 trading session, it has formed a kind of rounding kind of pattern, and the reality as a pack is moving, and within the reality pack from the FNO space, the reality is DLF is something which is leading the trend. So I have quite a positive view on the DLF. The trigger has came on the Friday. There was a very strong bullish candle, and even yesterday when the market was down, the DLF was hardly correcting anything. And today, on the very first thing in the morning, it has taken out the Friday session high. So I think DLF is quite promising at this level. One should take a long position. The stop loss from the trading point of view would be 542, and somewhere near to 577, 580 would be the trigger for the DLF. So this is again a 3-4 days kind of a view for the DLF. So that should be a buying opportunity. One should look for the buying opportunity in the DLF.
Okay. Besides DLF, Brijesh, what else are you looking at in terms of stocks?
Yeah. So I think after DLF, I think IT is one space which is obviously the result seasons are there, but Birlasoft is one space which is again given a very good clear-cut breakout from the daily time frame. My other parameters are also suggesting that there could be some momentum, positive momentum, which will be again a trading bet. One should take the long position at the current level. The stop loss for the Birlasoft would be 516, and I'm looking somewhere near to 545, 550 on the higher side. So that should be again a trading opportunity in the Birlasoft.
Okay, and Tata Motors as well, where you have a view.
I have a view because this is one stock which is not breaking the 600 mark. Whenever it comes close to this zone, there's always a buying interest seen in the Tata Motors. And today, for the very first time, in the first 1 hour candle, it has given a very strong volume breakout. So I definitely believe maybe by today, end of the day, tomorrow, there should be a very good amount of buying seen in the close should be seen in the Tata Motors. One should take the long at the current level. 626 would be the stop loss for the trade, and on the higher side, 648 to 650 should be the highest set target for the Tata Motors.
Okay, well, those are 3 long calls coming in from Brijesh this morning in terms of stocks that you can keep on your radar, and all positives coming through. At the moment, we are looking at the Nifty maintaining and sustaining about 19,600, and as far as the Bank Nifty is concerned, well, that seems to be currently comfortably above the mark of 44,100. So, as our expert has pointed out, with the possibility of an up move, we continue to watch for some of the data points that we have discussed on the show. But on that note, Brijesh, I'd like to thank you so much and for joining us and taking us through your views on the markets in the derivative space specifically. And we will be signing out on that note, but don't go anywhere. There's lots more lined up, so stay tuned to BQ Prime.